You look so serious.
I am serious. I'm very yellow leather
You
right now.
are not serious.
I'm very lion face right now.
Look
I'm
at
not red leathering it up. I am not red leathering it up right now. Welcome to Walking After Whiskey.
They are welcome to Walking After Whiskey. They might be welcome. Are y'all welcome?
Ooh.
Hello, welcome.
Hey, slow play, I love it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty.
I might be Travis, and I might break down your latest episode of Walking Dead tonight, maybe.
We might. I don't know.
No.
It's been a minute, so we're not quite sure what's going to happen. Anyways.
We might break down season 11, and of the episodes, we maybe might break down episode 11.
And 12 and 13.
But first, it might be called Lucky Ones or whatever. Like, I don't know. It might be.
Pretty sure it's
mostly
the Lucky Ones.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But for some people, it's a big deal. It's like not a big deal for us.
Yeah, no, not at all. We're also going to, at some point during this filming, break down some whiskey. Oh, bourbon, I think.
We might let you know what that bourbon's going to be, maybe. We don't know yet.
Not quite sure what's happened. But it's a special bottle. It's actually it's an appropriate bottle. So there's that. It's weird when I'm excited about a bottle.
And we're very inappropriate people, so this is going to be weird.
No, you're inappropriate.
Let's get to our review.
That was like the worst intro ever, but we're going to go with it. Okay, it's been a minute. We're rusty. Whatever. Sue us. All right. What was this again?
Season 11, episode 11. So this is basically the whole Eugene, Carmen Sandiego episode, which is pretty cool. I actually really, really like this episode because Eugene's a very smart person. He's actually going absolutely nuts trying to figure out the whole scheme, what happened to his Stephanie, where'd she go. You know, he just basically fell in love with this woman. She told him that she loved him back. You know, they're sharing beds together. It's Eugene like having a love story. Like this is like total Twilight Zone, you know, Ray Bradbury theater here. It's very kind of crazy to see Eugene like in love, in a bed with a woman. Like ponytail doesn't freak her out.
I don't know. The thought of Eugene having sex is a little bothersome to me. But there's that. And also, so it's Eugene. So I was saying earlier to you that it's like he's Eeyore and Pigpen and every sad character ever made rolled into one. And this is just evidence of that.
Little Sling Blade in there, little Sling Blade in there, I think.
It's just so sad. It's so sad. So, of course, it doesn't go well for him. It doesn't.
So Eugene was able to track down, I mean, the guy is a super sleuth. Like, the guy should be, like, the investigator of the place.
Nancy Drew.
He's able to figure out, like, you know, the maintenance came to her house that day. Last person to see her was this guy, Roman Calhoun. What a cool name, right? Like, if you're going to give, like, a badass guy a name, you know, for, like, a one-off episode, it's going to be a Roman Calhoun. Like, come on now. That's also a / porn name, like Rockman Calhoun or something like that. Whatever.
So we're kind of getting into, just so you know, a little bit of the next episode, which is the rogue element. So we're going to blend it all into 2 episodes anyway, so that's probably fine.
We're doing a little bit of both.
Yeah, we're just, again, bear with us. We're 3 weeks behind. We'll catch up at some point in time.
Yeah, so last one now we see Connie as well. So Connie's she's really, really digging deep and taking her role as a reporter, like really, really seriously. And I can't even understand why a person would have a real reporter, like starting to like investigate things within Commonwealth, which is very, very shady and cryptic as well. So why would you give a real reporter a job and let them have access to dig deep into your shit? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, of course he's going to uncover everything that's a problem. We already know because we know Pamela, you know, who's like the governor of this episode or of this place, already had her whole family upended by this woman already. So it's like, here, you know, we just give you the same bat again, Negan, that you used to kill all my friends with. But it makes no sense.
Well, they're also sending her on stupid fluff story goose chases, right? They send her out to go cover Mercer killing zombies, essentially. Like nobody's seen and done that in the last freaking 12 years.
Right.
So,
and then they're saying,
whatever.
Mercer's like, did you get enough? And then she's like, yeah, a few questions for you. And like, after some real deep, hard-hitting questions, and Mercer's like, yeah, I can't go into any of that here right now. But definitely, he kind of mentions to her, like, things aren't always what they seem around here.
Yep.
And, you know, Mercer already has, like, that. Mercer's very stoic, but you could tell he is definitely on the right side of everything. Even though he might play the game, he definitely is looking for ways to make things better for all his people, especially his soldiers. And we start to see some shit happen to even like it happens to him, which you can tell how frustrated he is about all this stuff happening as well.
Well, I think what's putting him over the top too is when he goes to where Tyler is supposed to be in the hospital and he's been moved, and then or whoever at the front desk is like, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, and he punked her too.
It's his first double cross.
He punked her. He's like, no one has access to Bourbon. And she goes, yeah, I know. He goes, well, only I have access. She goes, yeah, I know. He goes, well, who above me has access? And it was like, look, bitch. And he like totally, like, she basically put little Mercer in his little corner, fucking knocked a big hole in the wall as he walked out of the place. It was kind of crazy. Lost his shit a little bit. So definitely there's things even being hidden from Mercer. Mercer walks around like he's a big, like not purposefully like superstar, but the guy's a rock star of the place. He's like the biggest, baddest guy there. He's an awesome general, takes care of his people. People love and respect him. And basically there's shit being done underneath the carpet from him, and he has no idea what's happening. And so he has to be this guy that toes the company line, but it's hard to toe the company line when you don't know the shit that's happening in the back of you.
Well, like you said it perfectly when you said he knows how to play the game. I mean, even when he was training like Daryl, right? He's basically telling Daryl, learn how to play the freaking game.
Yeah.
You'll get farther if you learn how to play the game. So I really like his character. Like, really like his character. He's a cool dude. And he's freaking huge. That dude's big.
Yeah, he likes Daryl and Rosita, and he basically wants Daryl to do well. And Daryl obviously has trust issues with like life and everybody else, and Leah and everyone else, his brother and his whole family. But Mercer's like, I want you to go far. He's like, just play the fucking game. And so I think Daryl's like, hey, this guy does have my back. I gotta do this dumb shit, just like Mercer has to do this dumb shit too. Like, I get it. Like, if I want to be on this guy's side who has my back, which literally that's the only thing you have there is each other's backs. So he has Rosita and Mercer now, and that's a pretty good trinity. I think of beating ass.
So the other big kind of part of both episodes, The Lucky Ones and Rogue Element, it's all about trying to recruit like Maggie, trying to get Maggie to turn and go with Commonwealth. Carol's playing a game. Like, it's all a bunch of games. Everyone's just freaking lying out of their ass for the most part, just to either fact find or figure out really what's going on with Commonwealth. So Maggie actually turns down the governor. Carol takes a ride with Schwarmy, I don't know why, to Lance to figure out what's going on. Yeah, takes a ride with Hornsby. So it's all about recruiting, everyone to come to the Commonwealth.
And so one thing that I think that people lose from this place is, the story seems small to us and people seem small. There's over 50,000 people here in Commonwealth. There's a lot of people here, right? There's not that many soldiers. So when you have that kind of like higher class, we've seen it kind of in the subway of the episode with Negan and them, and where they seem like the whole people that were dying down below the streets with the class and hierarchy. When the small people rule the many, when there's up 10,000 people, 50,000 people that are ruling, they really have to kind of hide a lot of shit, especially when they're corrupt as they are. So it might seem very small to us, but they're controlling a lot of people, and they have to keep things under so buried, because if there's an uprising, then there's no more classes. We're all the same, which is kind of like how everybody wants it to be.
Well, you gotta love too. Like, there's a drug aspect in here too, right? So like. This whole opium thing that's going on, and whatever Lance is doing with this opium thing, and Carol's kind of being observing what's going on there. So there's drug deals going on in the apocalypse.
It's crazy when you bring that up as well. They have money. Like they don't have currency. They actually use dollar bills. Like they use American money as their form of currency. Which, if you remember back in that Subway episode last season with Negan and them, they had that suitcase the guy was locked to his arm with a case full of money. Like, how after 15 years is there still U.S. money flying around here?
Don't they have, what they all write like a tab basically, right? Because in a couple episodes when the girls were buying the albums, didn't Princess write like a tab or something?
She had it was like a receipt.
Yeah.
A receipt for it.
So interesting.
But they do use money still. Remember when they all got their stuff stripped from them, they took Princess's money from her. It was like a $2 bill that was sacred for her. Yeah. And it was that bin full of money.
Right,
they still actually use American money just because it reforms your brain into thinking of structure. Like, we're not using monopoly money, we're actually using real dollar bills. And so there's weight, there's value to it. And you know the inherent value because you've lived through the real world. So it's easy for people to put stock in something that they know used to have value. It's not gold, it's still just fake paper, but we already been trained for so long to know this as something. So that's why that big bro's full of money. When they find people, they keep their money, they wash it, and they just literally use it back as currency again. It's just a way of keeping them in control, another way of just making them, in the lotto, of just keeping them kind of like back to where things were, to where police and everything ran the world, and so did money. So it's very much another way of controlling people.
So back to just kind of the biggest part of this episode was the Stephanie ruse.
Yes.
So, Eugene getting burned for I don't know how many times now, but getting burned, finds out the truth that the Stephanie he has been talking to is not the Stephanie he's been talking to.
It's not the good old days when he would just watch Eugene and Rosita go at it for a while, which they were both okay with. Eugene actually has his own little Season 4.
Gotcha.
There's definitely Eugene's in bed with this woman. He's in love with this woman. She told him that she loved him, and so like Eugene's never had any of these things ever in his whole life, and now he has everything in the world he's ever wanted. You know, he's looked onto as a person of stature, a person who's very smart and controls a lot of things for them and helps build a lot of things with them. He has a woman in his bed who is amazing looking and basically loves his book that he wrote, his novel that he wrote, and he's just
loves his ponytail.
Eugene's been taken out of the real world and put in Twilight Zone, and literally is just everything he ever could have dreamed of. It's total like an opium dream for him.
She's harsh. She's super effing harsh.
And yeah, when he finds out, it's flipping nuts.
It's rough. Like I actually felt really bad for Eugene, but I was not shocked by any. Like there was not a minute that I just knew it wasn't the right Stephanie, that there was something else to that story. I know you alluded to one point about the Rocky Road situation. That was the big clue for you. Yeah. I just felt like, sorry, but it's too good to be true. Although the actual real Stephanie is such a better person, prettier, nicer, everything, everything, and also Mercer's sister.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
You know what's funny is when the secret Stephanie moved out, she basically thought that she was never going to see him ever again, and like that's me think like, how big is this place that someone can pack up with a moving truck in the apocalypse and move to another part of town and think that she would never be found out again?
Yeah, like so what was going to happen? Like that's crazy.
There's 50,000 people here. It's such a big community that we only see
we have to think of the small.
We see the head of everything because
we see like one block.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, this is nothing. But literally, it's a city. Like it's a whole city. Like you move to the west side of the city, and you'd never know she was even there. And that's what they were planning on.
So you say that like it's a whole city, yet Carol was able to find this secret stash of
outside
wine
outside the walls,
that was
right?
Stupid.
Yeah, that was. I mentioned that was super stupid.
Anyways, so just you say that, but then the perspective that the show gives is not that it's it's not that it's 50,000 people. Like I have to, like when you said that, I would had to take a step back and be like, oh yeah, it is a big fucking city. So, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about like other people it takes to keep the floors clean, to keep to all the actually, I won't say peasants, but just the normal workers, normal workers there, because they have a whole class of people. We've seen like the masquerade ball, like we see like we're so entrenched in like seeing like the top level of people we're just seeing. There's thousands of people that never even see any of these people. Like they're just cleaners, killers, and just washers of streets. Like it takes some people to make something like this look the way it looks. That there's just so many peons that
it's
are
like
just
Disneyland.
Really, absolutely.
It's like Disneyland.
Every 6 feet, there's someone picking up garbage.
Exactly. So super and just false, right? Disneyland is it's a playland. So that's absolutely what this place is.
Yeah, we won't talk about
Bruno.
We're not going to. And so that was the rogue element, right? At the end, did you find out that the real Stephanie tells him that she was fake? He finds out, and leaves her.
Yes.
And so then basically Lance Hornsby breaks down to Eugene like you're basically just been a tool. Like he basically blows up in Eugene's face like I'm not who you thought I was.
He had him sign that whole contract that he was basically crazy.
Yeah, he was crazy.
So,
poor
Eugene.
If not, we'll just kill you. Eugene, we have no problem just killing you right now in this basement. He's like, okay, I'll sign. I like waking up.
Eugene is like Bruno. He should just go hide in a wall.
Yeah, I bet he is. But he also can see the future.
Maybe. Anyways.
Good episode, I thought.
Good episode. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to do a whiskey tasting, and then we're going to actually be caught up.
We're going to put some shit in his glass.
Yes.
The magic of movies. Bing.